This is the Universal Wrestling Podcast. Inside the ring, outside the ring, it's all here.
We're talking about the greatest sport of all, professional wrestling.
Come on! And now, here's Nick and Keith.
One of the most exciting WWE events of the year is set for this Saturday as the Royal Rumble comes to Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. Keith, this event serves as a true kickoff of the WrestleMania season. And baby, it's WrestleMania 40 in our backyards. That is April 6th and 7th at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, baby. Let's go. Keith. Excitement level, whatever else you want to talk about. Let's start the predictions, baby.
Wonderful time of the year. I love the Rumble every year. Even the year, what was it, like 2022, when it was like real bad with like Shane McMahon as like one of the last four and stuff. Like, I always love the Rumble. I just have a soft spot for it. I love a battle royal. Yeah. I love, like, there's just so much to it with the returns, and you never know, and and then, like we said, we're getting ready to start flying down the road to WrestleMania in our own backyard, which is wild in and of itself. So yeah, I'm stoked. I'm always stoked for the Rumble every year, but like especially this year because of where it's leading to. Can't wait.
I'm with you on that just because there's so much unknown. Cody, CM Punk, Randy, Roman.
There's a lot of intrigue.
The Usos, The Rock. I mean, it's so much. And it's like, how do you comprehend? How do you put all these pieces together before April 6th and 7th? I mean, this is what you do at the Rumble. You start putting the puzzle pieces together.
Exactly.
Things start to make sense.
Exactly.
And we're going to get started. I mean, this is what I said in the beginning. This is the road to WrestleMania. This is WrestleMania season, man. And of course, the little cherry on top with it being in our backyards, one or two of us, or maybe, most of the gang will be there. I don't know if we're going to do both nights, but excitement level for me too, man, it's through the roof. It's going to be something special. Not a lot of matches, but we're going to get into it. We're going to dive a little more into the Rumble matches just because there's only 4 matches. Usually there's only 6 we can get by. But, buddy, are you ready?
I am. I'm wondering if like Triple H is trying to go like the Tony Khan route here of like keep a bunch of matches unannounced until like the day before or something. But like we were kind of talking about before we started shooting here, like I don't even really know what they would like add. There's not a whole lot else going on besides these. So whatever. But I would love it'd be really awesome if it was like a 4-match show to just give all 4 matches a solid amount of time to go, make each Rumble like an hour and a half with, especially the men's with like all the intrigue and everything surrounding it. It'd be great. Women's too, obviously, but there's a lot more going on in the men's thing. So, but yeah, let's get into it.
Let's do it. Let's start the UW's 2024 Royal Rumble predictions. Here we go. Your champion, the United States champion, Logan Paul, will defend his title against KO, your boy Kevin Owens. This is again really interesting. What has Logan what has Logan Paul done for us recently? Not a lot. I mean, he shows up when he needs to. He's doing a lot on Impulsive. John Cena was just on it. So what do you expect? The United States Championship right on the coffee table in front of everyone, right in front of the camera. So he's doing as much as he can. But as a WWE superstar, I guess I would like to see a little more of him, but I'll get to my predictions after Juicy gets going, baby. Let's hear it.
So yeah, I mean, I'll lay it out first and then talk about it after. So it's I think Logan retains. That's tough to say against my boy. Obviously I love KO. And if he does win it, I'm going to be just as happy anyway. Like, awesome. He'll do a fantastic job. He does a fantastic job with anything he does. I think it's just kind of like everything you sort of touched on there. Like like Wikipedia says he's at 79 plus days with his reign. I feel like we haven't seen a ton out of his reign. I feel like I expect a little bit more, but I also don't know like what else I expected, because he does have it front and center on Impulsive. He was never going to be the guy to, like, even with the belt, he was never going to be the guy that was going to be there every single week on every single SmackDown or Raw or whatever. Like, he was never going to be that guy to be there every single week. But, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like somehow between Crown Jewel and now, we just haven't seen, like, anything of him other than, like, him sending in, like, a vignette, just smack talk, like, oh, cool, you guys are doing a tournament to fight me? Great. Like, I feel like I want more out of it. Like, I feel like I'm disappointed in the reign, but I also just feel like from the business kind of end of it, like, WWE wants Logan Paul to hold that belt all the way up to Mania, to build all the intrigue, to get more new fans in for Mania. So, like, he's gonna hold on to it here.
Yeah, and I'm with you. And I think you touched on something too. It's like we never thought he was going to be a Gunther. We never thought he was going to be someone
Right.
like John Cena, who took the United States Championship and made it into something special. We
Right.
knew that. I guess we just wanted a little more, and we're not upset. We understand he's a busy guy, and he's not a WWE superstar that you think of. You think of, like I said in the last stream, you think of John Cena, you think of those types of guys.
Right.
He's getting there. That's just, this is just his journey. He's just a really high profile person that was able to win the championship, and they're
Yeah.
going to capitalize on it. I think that's the big thing for Logan Paul. It's just, this is a mega star,
Absolutely.
This
Yeah.
this is a bona fide mega star.
Logan Paul.
Paul.
Oof, ew. I hated doing that.
Yeah, don't do it.
Ugh.
Don't do it. But yeah, I mean, we can't expect that. He's not a Reigns. He's not someone like an Orton or an AJ Styles. He's
Yeah.
here because he has a name, and he's really good at jumping, and he really sells very well. So, it is what it is. But I'm with you. Logan wins here. You got to have him in Philly with the title. I mean, that's just heel right there. Logan Paul in Philly. That's what you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It just he needs more time, and I think he needs more time for all of, like, the hardcore fans to, like, show us
Exactly.
like a better reason for him keeping it. A win over KO, even if it is, like, by, dubious circumstances and he cheats or whatever, it's still going to be a solid win for him. Like, it's still a win over Kevin Owens, and that's going to be awesome. Kevin Owens is also going to be someone that, not that Logan is bad in the ring, but Kevin Owens is going to be someone that's going to make him look fantastic in the ring too, which is only going to increase that whole thing. He's looking good, so then his fans are gonna be like, wow, well, he's actually looking really good in wrestling. We should all watch that now too, and and just through
there you go.
So
yep,
it's just
it's
what it is. It's what it's going to be.
Yep,
so.
It is. Yeah, exactly what Charlie Manuel said back in the day. It is what it is. Let's get to the next match. Like we said, there's only 4 matches announced.
Yeah.
Let's get to the main event, I guess you could say. The fatal 4-way for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Your champion will challenge Randy Orton, AJ Styles, LA Knight. Yes, Keith, I forgot to say his name. Your champion is Roman Reigns. We forget about him. We haven't seen him in a while, but this is interesting. I know during our predictions I said it's going to be Cody, The Rock, and Roman, maybe triple threat match at WrestleMania. Well, we're going to get a fatal 4-way match at the Royal Rumble. Maybe this is a hint. Maybe this is something that they're going to see if this can work for a championship at a big pay-per-view. So what do? Throw it together, and of course, Randy deserves to be in here. I said deserves. I hate saying it. Randy is in the match, as well as AJ, who's looking ripped, baby. LA Knight is as well, and again, Roman Reigns is your champion. I just repeated myself. Keith, shut me up. What do we got here? Let's hear it.
I mean, come on. I'm really going to talk about what this is actually going to be. We all know Roman's going to retain here. We might not all like it, but Roman's going to retain. You put him in a 4-way. I think so. Literally, what I have on my little notes for all my predictions, everything here, I have Roman obviously winning. But what I think this match is more going to be about is 2 things that I'm looking forward to with. One is obviously this is going to be used in some way to set up. I don't know what these are going to be, but it's going to be to set up like more of like the setups for like Mania and like Elimination Chamber and the stuff like in between. I don't know if that means we're going to get like an LA Knight Orton feud. I don't know if we're going to run back Orton Styles again, maybe. Um, who knows? But it's the setup for that. What I'm most excited for with this match, though, is that I'm hoping, obviously, Roman is going to retain, but I'm hoping it's just we're not going to get the same friggin' Roman match that we've been getting. Like it's a fatal 4-way, so like there's no DQ anyway, which is great. So I'm hoping that lends it to being a more interesting result than the same old like, Challenger does a good job against them. Roman looks strong. Challenger gets their comeback. Ref bump. Solo or someone else in the bloodline comes out, does something. Ref doesn't see it. Babyface is down. Roman pins and wins. Like that's just been the match over and over and over and over for the majority of his reign. I mean, unfortunately, whether anybody wants to admit it or not, that's what the matches have been. So I'm hoping with like a fatal 4-way, we get I don't know. Like I honestly even like with a fatal 4-way, it lends itself to at least instead of it just being that same exact thing that we've had a million times. It feels like at this point, maybe it'll just be Roman comes out with a friggin' chainsaw and just cuts the shoulders off of AJ Styles. Just like can't kick out of, can't get your shoulders up, pins him and wins. Like awesome. No DQ. Sounds good to me. That's new and interesting at least. So I'm hoping we get something like that. I don't know who takes the pin. I know Roman wins. I don't know who takes the pin. But yeah, Roman wins. We set up other stuff, and we hopefully don't get the same finish we always have. So I mean, like that's just where I'm at with everything. I don't know. What do you got? What do you got here?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. As in, I want to see something different. I don't want to see the same Roman Reigns matches, but for some reason, I don't know. Maybe because I don't see him as much. He doesn't wrestle as much. But when he's, wrestling and he's defending his title, it's a match that I'm just so like intrigued. I'm so like, oh my God, I got to watch every second of it. And I don't think that bothers me as much, but I'm still with you as in like, let's do something different. I mean, we are leading up to WrestleMania 40. This is a big deal. Roman, you've held on to the championships for a long, long time. Let's see something a little different. But I just fatal 4-way doesn't really make sense to me. And maybe the triple threat at WrestleMania doesn't make sense to a lot of people as well. But this one is just like LA had his time, and I love LA Knight. I just don't think he is with the WWE at the right time. He is definitely the megastar, but he just got Roman as champion, Gunther as champion. It's really hard for LA Knight. And then same thing, similar to AJ Styles. Give me that one more run. Give me that one more match. I want to see it. He looks ripped. And Randy, again, same story. He's a veteran. He just returned. All these guys deserve to be in this match. It's just, let's put it together and see if it sticks. That's how I feel. I feel like LA Knight, it was his time in Saudi. He didn't win. We all knew that. But that was his match. Randy, he's been there. He's done that. He's climbed the mountain. AJ, he's been there. He's done that. He's climbed the mountain. I don't know. I don't know if they know what to do with Roman at this point. Obviously, not obviously, but I think they know what they're doing. I don't know. Maybe they don't know what they're doing at WrestleMania with Roman. So maybe this is what you get. You get a fatal 4-way because we don't know if Cody's going to finish his goddamn story. We don't know if The Rock is going to sign with another company or, do another movie with Hollywood. You don't know. Maybe they don't know if Cody can really finish the story. I want Cody to finish the story. And this just seems like, I don't know. Just seems like this is something they put together. Everybody here is willing to, lose in order to be in the main event. LA Knight's back in the spotlight. Roman is he's just the man, but I just don't know, Keith. Yeah. I don't know what you do here.
I think that's like the tough piece with it is it's just like, I don't know who takes the pin with it. Like you're clearly not going to take it off of Roman. We all know that that's not going to happen because whether it's Cody finishing the story or not, Roman's title reign doesn't end until WrestleMania at the earliest. if you watch our
Yeah.
2024 predictions video in general, it doesn't end at all this year. But that's
There
just
we
get you to
go.
watch things. I don't think it's ending at all this year. I don't think it's ending at Mania. I don't think whether it's Cody's not finishing his story at Mania, Punk's not finishing the story at Mania with Roman anyway. So yeah, I mean, I'm with you that like all of the Roman matches, like I'm with you. I'm always watching them too, just like, wow, what's gonna happen? What's it gonna be? Maybe it'll be different this time and everything. But I think that's more what it is that I'm always watching like maybe it won't be the same finish this time. But then you
Maybe,
watch
yep.
it and it is though. It always is. It's always
It
the
is.
same
Interference.
finish.
Yep.
And it's just exactly, and it's just like the first couple of times, it's fine. It's a heel champion. You get it and everything. But like you're getting into these like deep waters now that like it should have been like opposite. Like early on, those first couple times we saw it early on, and it wasn't even really that that bad early on. Like, I almost like forgot about until they brought it up for this, but like, there was the triple threat with Roman, Edge, and Bryan when he stacked both of them and pinned them both at the same time. Like, yeah, that's how you build a dominant champion. That heel or not, whatever, that's a dominant champion. He pinned both of them on top of each other. Boom. And then we fell into this thing of him cheating to win. And it's like, if you're doing that, you got to do that. One, we shouldn't be tired of it, but it should be a thing that if you're going to have those wins, you make it like the last like few, maybe 2 or 3 defenses before he drops it, because then it's just like, well, you can see by the end he's getting desperate to hold on to it. He's not the same world beater that he was. He's got to rely on Jay. He's got to rely on Solo and stuff. And like, but it hasn't been. It's been since we're at a year at this point now that it's been the same endings. Like ref bump, some distraction of some kind, interference, hurts the challenger. Challenger
through
loses.
the barricade.
Like,
yeah,
exactly. Whatever it is, it's always that same rinse and repeat, though. So I'm hoping. I don't know what it'll be, but I just want something more interesting for the finish out of this. I don't know who loses. I don't know who you know. I feel like, honestly, I hate to say it, I feel like LA Knight could probably lose and not be too hurt by it because he's been there before and he lost. And like, honestly, he's not gonna stay in the world picture, or at least I hope he doesn't, because I love him so much and I want him to have a solid mid-card title run. I feel like it's going to be him and Logan at Mania. So like, let's give him the pin here, get him out of this, build it however you need to get back to him and Logan at Mania so he can win the US title at Mania.
Yeah, I dig it. And then, for Randy, I have no clue. AJ, I have no clue. But it seems to be LA Knight. They teased it a few times. One-on-one with Logan. We said Logan's going to win. We're both saying Roman is going to win. So let's get to it, baby. Let's get to the Rumble matches. Let's get to the women's Rumble match. This is, again, for me, it's like big I don't knows. I don't know, who's even in the match. And again, that's great. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying there's a lot of unknowns with both Rumble matches. I mean, you can say what you want to say about Becky and Bayley and even Nia Jax being in the mix, but I don't know if we know if the person is even with the WWE who's going to win. Like I just don't know if she's on the roster. I don't know. Again, I don't know if they know who's going to win right now. As we speak, you would think so. You would think it would be someone like Becky or Bayley. I mean, Bayley makes the most sense, but again, it's just like same thing with Roman, rinse and repeat. She's back after injury. Now she's back with Damage Control. Now she's leading Damage Control. Now she's doing this, and it's just like, what are we doing? We've been in this storyline for years now. Either turn heel or I guess turn face and split from the group and do something different. But to see her win the Rumble, I mean, yes, we've been saying it for years. She needs to win this. But again, it could be someone like Jade. It could be someone like Banks. Hell, it could be Mickie James. That's not going to happen. But what I'm saying is I don't know if the woman is on the roster right now, or let's just say on the main roster. I don't think she's on the main roster. Let's hear what you got, and then we can predict. Or just talk about it,
So yeah, I'll throw my prediction in with it while I'm talking about it. I mean, I think you kind of touched on it already. One of the main reasons I think I'm really excited for this Rumble in particular this year. I mean, I am every year, but I'm always more excited when there's like less people announced for them. Because like one of the best parts of the Rumbles is the surprise entrance. You know, we all, what was it, like 2014, 2013 when Diesel came back and like Matt Stryker like almost dropped an F-bomb on commentary because like he didn't know what was happening. Just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like it's just like the best part of the Rumble for like the stuff like that. And I mean, we're getting to a point now where like a lot of those like surprise like entrants that we like everybody that you would like used to rely on for stuff are like they're like getting in between. Like it used to always be good to go like around Rumble time. You wouldn't see him all year long, whatever. Maybe he would be on like heat matches or whatever back in the day.
Yeah.
But then when the Rumble rolled around at some point, you know, Gold Dust, boom, there he is. There ain't no way that's happening. Like no chance that's happening this year. He's still very much claws into AEW. You know, so like the surprise ones are always fun, but we're getting to a point now where it's like it's kind of questionable of what the surprises are actually going to be. So the less people that they have that are announced for it, or that like you know, and whatever that acclaim themselves and enter into the Royal Rumble, like it's cool to like see what they're going to do with it. So yeah, I mean, I know the women's has a lot less like declared than the men do, which is really awesome. I think it's also good because I feel like the women actually have like a bigger pool of like surprises to pull from, because I feel like in general, former WWE women tend to keep themselves in better shape for longer than WWE men.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Tugboat's not coming down the aisle this week. Tell you what, but like, you know, at the same time, Mickie James probably is. I don't know that she's winning it, but that's one of my surprise predictions that I'm going to give, because we're going to talk about like who we think is going to surprise in there. One of mine is absolutely Mickie James. Her husband is on SmackDown right now. She's not under contract, like a wrestling contract anyway, with any company. She's doing something with talent or whatever in OVW, which is great. But like, there's no reason. She's definitely going to show up in the Rumble. That's going to be awesome, you know, to see her into the ring again. As far as like winner, I mean, I feel like we might agree on this one, and this might be a boring video where we're going to agree across the board on our predictions for winners, but I think it is going to be Bayley. I think this is where they finally rip the Band-Aid on that story. I think Bayley wins and goes on to Io. I think it all sets up in this match, too. I think somewhere in toward the top four, like toward the end, it's going to be Bayley left, obviously. Asuka. It might even be the four of them, minus Io. Like Bayley, Asuka, Kyrie, and Dakota. And that's the last four. And Bailey's like, come on, like we need to, you know, like I'm the leader. You got to throw me out. And then it's actually Dakota Kai's like, no, I've actually been leading this the whole time. Let's get her. And they fight to get her out. And it's her fighting against all of them. She wins it, officially splits from them. She's going for Io. Damage Control can stay together, because I would like to see where they go with that. Like give Dakota actual time and character work to do and stuff. But yeah, I think it's going to be Bayley, and I think she's going to take it to Mania to challenge Io, and that's going to be our official split of Bayley from Damage Control.
Boring. But I mean, the odds, you know, are stacked against Becky. I don't think she may not even be in the Rumble. She might be going one-on-one with Nia, but Bayley makes sense. And what you said, you brought up a good point. I just feel like if that happens at the end where, you know, it's all Damage Control, I feel like someone has to not interfere, but I guess, interfere with, well, not interfere. I don't know, because it's the Rumble. They help Bayley win. They give the assist to Bayley, or they get the assist, and they help Bayley win. I'm not going to, maybe Naomi. I'm just thinking there's someone, I just don't think, again, it's wrestling. It's not realistic, but for us, it's realistic. God damn it. You can't have 1 against 4. It doesn't make sense.
Still real
someone
to me,
needs to help. Yeah, someone needs to help Bayley. So I'm with you. I'm going to go with Bayley, and someone is there to assist. Maybe it's from NXT, maybe it's from some other roster that we have no clue, but Bayley, just, it makes the most sense. It's her time. Give it to her, and then set up Io and Bayley at WrestleMania.
It's really, I get where you're coming from, man, but it really just comes down to like, that's, to me, it's like the only one that really makes sense. The only other person I considered was saying Becky, but I feel like they got a thing going on, because like I'm sure we'll talk about this on the stream or a video or whatever shortly in the future and whatnot, but like I honestly think the 2 women's championship matches at Mania are going to be Bailey and Io, obviously, and then we're going to get Becky Rhea.
Hmm.
I don't know who wins out of either one of those two, but
Yeah.
I think if they're trying to get us to Becky Rhea, they're already kind of mixing that whole thing up now because like Nia's been sort of going after Rhea while also feuding with Becky. So then it's like you just have this triangle there. And it's
Yeah.
just like the Rumble is an easy way to just make that all kind of happen. You know, Nia and Becky both in there. Becky wants to win it to go to Mania. Nia plays big spoiler on that, and then there's obviously the team up with all the women to throw Nia out. Now they're
Yeah.
both out. Becky maybe it's right after Becky gets eliminated. They all team up on her. She's going out. Becky comes and pulls her out. Pulls the old Hogan on Sid back from what was that 96, 95, whatever. You know, like maybe we get something like that, so then they feud off or whatever, and it gets we get their feud going into Elimination Chamber, maybe something in there, and it's winners going to fight Rhea because by then Bailey will have declared against Io and whatnot. Whatever. I feel like there's already a little bit of a convoluted, but it's convoluted a little, but there's a path already to get to Becky Rhea outside of Becky winning the Rumble, whereas like Bailey winning it by like. Even if it doesn't end up being the last four, all Damage Control. Like even if it's Bailey and Bailey, Asuka, and then whatever, throw me your other two, or Bailey, Asuka, Kyrie, throw me another one, whatever. And it's in the team up against the other ones or whatever, Bailey eliminates Asuka or Kyrie or both, whatever. And then it's just like, whoa, was that meant? And then it's not. So then you get this little bit of time to build up. Like, no, I didn't mean it, but maybe I did, but maybe I didn't, but maybe I did. I'm coming for Io now, and like. It's just there. Like it's the easiest path to get to it, minus this like tiptoeing and beating around the bush that we've been doing for months now. Yeah. So it just makes the most sense to me.
Yeah. Keith, give me some dark horses. Give me some returns. Let's get into it. What do you got here?
So we'll go back and forth. So you go first there because I already said Mickie James for my first one. Who you got?
Okay. Returns, Mickie James.
Returns / surprises.
See. Okay. Dakota Kai, she has not wrestled, right?
She hasn't. I was wondering that as I said her name because I think she blew her knee out. I know that, but I don't know if she's ready to roll again or not.
Yeah. Well, let's do it. Dakota Kai, we see her return
All right.
in action. What do you got?
I'm seeing Lita.
Lita, okay. Yeah. That makes sense. I like Lita, and I also like Liv Morgan. I think that makes sense.
Great
it seems
call.
like she is ready to go. Get her going here. It just seems like she's ready.
Yeah.
She's ready. She's smoking that weed and ready to get back.
I'm seeing Tiffy Stratz with a call up. Tiffy Stratz.
I like that.
She's kind of hit the end in NXT, so she's coming up. It's time for her to come up. Yep. So this is how she gets up here.
I think there's a big one, we're missing here, and I kind of discussed it a few streams ago. Jade would win and then go one-on-one with Bailey. Bailey did not win the title. I don't even remember what pay-per-view that was or PLE that was for, but Belair did not win, but I think we see Jade. I don't think she wins. I don't think she's still I don't think she's ready to go yet. But Jade is definitely someone I would want to see.
I think this is the perfect way you bring her in if she's not ready to go, because you can. It's a cluster.
Hide.
It's a big cluster. You can hide whatever it is you need to hide from her. You can get her out of there in like a cheap manner to not really hurt her stock. Totally the way you bring her in.
Yeah, I don't know any more legends. I mean, you could throw Naomi.
Trish. I definitely think Naomi's coming back. That's like all but like confirmed. Naomi's gonna come back. She's gonna come in. I don't think she's winning it, but.
I think she has some kind of sour taste in her mouth. I don't know.
I just wanted to correct myself because I wrote Trish on my list, but then I remembered I just saw something on like Instagram or Twitter, one of them the other day, that she's not going to be in Florida when this happens.
No,
she's like doing something, like some one woman show or some kind of something like that.
Yeah,
that's not going to be her. She's not going to come back.
Yeah,
Lita definitely. I feel Lita, Mickie James, Tiffy Stratz is calling up. I definitely think Naomi's coming. I wrote down Sasha, but like just if there's any even remote amount of truth to the rumors that were going on, there's no way.
Yeah.
Sasha's great and all. I'm not denying that, but like she's talking about wanting like the biggest women's contract ever, and it's like, yeah, you're good and everything like that, but like you
No.
kind of really screwed the company when you just decided to walk out.
Yeah.
So
You know what would be cool if we saw someone like Beth?
that would be
You
wild.
know?
That might happen. That would be really wild though, because of Adams over in
Don't say
AEW
his
now.
name. Oh, you
Adam.
say Adam?
Adams over in AEW now.
Yes. Yeah.
What he's called now. It's a trademark name. What can you do?
Yeah, I'm trying to think like Jazz, but she's just like, why would she? Victoria.
Yeah, that's a solid one.
Maybe one of the hoes. I don't know. Ivory, is she still alive? Maybe she'll show up.
That'd be wild if she is. Ivory's one of those women that is like, Ivory's way older than you think.
Yeah.
Because
Queen
like when she
Charmel.
got into when Ivory like started popping off in WWE, she was already like 40. I want to say like mid 40s. She wrestled for like the Real Glow back in the day,
Oh,
in like
yeah.
the mid early 80s.
Yeah.
What was she was something Ferrari,
Yeah.
or something or other. She was something car name. I don't remember what now. But yeah,
Her and Mark Maron.
Yeah, exactly.
You ever see Mark Maron on Glow?
Oh, that show!
It, yeah.
That show was awesome. I'm so pissed it didn't get a third season. But the real show Ivory was on. I can't remember her name. Where's Justin? Justin, you got it for us.
I think they still have that show going on. It's like 12 o'clock on Saturday on CW.
It's WoW. It's different. So it's like a spiritual like
bullshit
descendant of her, but it's not the same thing. It's very similar, but it's not the same. But yeah. Well, that was your history lesson for today.
this fell off the track here. We're talking
Go
about
to the men, baby.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get to the men's Royal Rumble match. Keith, this is going to be interesting. There's 3 or 4 solid winners here that you could
tough.
say,
it's so hard.
He could win. Let's just get into it. This is interesting. You know that The Rock is back. You know that the Bloodline storyline is center stage for WrestleMania 40. And you know someone who is involved in this storyline will most likely win. And it just seems like everybody is now involved with the storyline. What do you got here? Let's just talk about it.
This was like the toughest one for these predictions, honestly, because like you said, there's like, just off the top of my head, there's 4 people I can see that could win
into it.
The 4 so that could win, that like I could honestly see feasibly like winning and being like, and like people not really being upset that they won or that someone else lost because of it, but like obviously Punk, obviously Cody, Drew, Gunther.
Yeah.
Literally, if the Rumble ends up main eventing, which I think it will, over the men's match, the men's 4-way, literally all 3 of those dudes could be in it. I don't think LA Knight would be a winner of it, but Orton or Styles could win it and go for it. Yeah. I don't see how that's I don't see how that's off the wall in any way. Like there's just, outside of like your obvious, like your mid-card dudes, I mean, due to reward winner, but like Gable's not going to win it. That's okay.
No.
Tozawa's probably going to be in there.
Who else would it be? Dom, maybe Finn Balor, but that's about it. It's like you said, these 3. I think it's 3. I think it's Punk, Cody, and Gunther, and maybe The Rock if they want to piss everybody off. But
you don't think Drew?
No, I think Drew's done. I just think not washed up done. I mean, I just don't think he's going to sniff the title again.
He's kindling there with Seth though.
Yeah.
Seth, no, man.
That's another issue.
That's what I mean. Like, it's really tough to call. I don't even feel confident in my answer anymore. I wrote it down with such confidence, and now I don't even really feel confident anymore.
I'm pretty confident. I think Cody's going to win.
Yeah,
I really do. I really think
going for the 2 club.
It just makes sense. Again, Trips is at the helm, but for me, this is how I look at it, and this makes sense to me. Cody has been doing very well the past year. He's still believable. He's still that person that can conquer Roman Reigns, but he just needs that moment. He just needs that match. And I think if you win the Rumble the second time, that's a big enough moment to say, okay, Cody can go one-on-one with Roman. Because as of right now, I don't know if anyone thinks he can go one-on-one with Roman and beat him. But if he wins the Rumble, it's like, okay, case is closed. Case is closed. He is going to main event WrestleMania, and he's going to finish the story. But if he loses, I think I know there's been a lot of rumors this week that it's not going to be Roman and Cody. It's going to be Roman and The Rock. I don't know, but I know if Cody wins the Rumble, he's going to finish the goddamn story. So I got Cody here.
Right.
It is fun. It's fun to think about Punk, but he's washed up. He's not going to, I don't even know if he could do it for 60 minutes. He probably wouldn't be number one, but I don't think that sells as much as Cody's winning. Now, of course, Seth getting injured, that throws a little bit of a wrench in the mix, but let's hear it. What do you got?
Well, so
you still
Seth,
don't know?
No. I'm going to keep my answer I wrote. So Seth is injured, but with him not doing the surgery, he's just rehabbing. So he should be good for Mania. He'll probably go away for a while after Mania, which is what really is the main thing that's given me like any kind of like confidence in this, in that I do think, and I'm going to be struck down for saying it because of my initial reaction and everything. I think Punk's going to win the Rumble.
Wow.
I think Punk's going to win. Punk is going to challenge Rollins for the title at Mania, and then
yikes,
Punk's going to beat Rollins for it at Mania too.
Oh my god!
But my biggest reasons for thinking that are, one, because it sounds like Seth is going to have to drop the title at Mania regardless. So I feel like it's more of a thing of whoever wins this is probably going to pick Seth right away, so they can pause it and like let them build that up to get to that point at Mania. Cody, I think, is still going to challenge Roman at Mania. I don't think he's going to win it still, but I think Cody's going to challenge Roman at Mania by winning the Elimination Chamber. And I think he's going to win the Elimination Chamber for the same exact reasoning you just kind of said. Like having him in,
he's not believable.
The 5 tons of steel and the everything. Like that's as much as like winning a second Rumble in a row, especially if he comes out like at number 1 again or something and goes bell to bell. Or no, Gunther was the one last year. Whatever.
Yeah.
But if you bring him out early and you make him Iron Man through it and stuff, like, yeah, you're right. That is a huge test that can really prove like, wow, he does have it. He should have it in him to beat Roman now. But like the Chamber's the same way, and the Chamber's even more unforgiving with being thrown through walls and thrown into this, somebody's always in there that's going to do some flip off the top, bring Montez Ford back in to drop from the center on that. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
So it's that same idea. So I think
it's still a moment.
Cody gets to Mania, and I think because Cody's going to get to Mania that way, Punk wins the Rumble. Punk's going to challenge Rollins at Mania after his win.
Well, didn't Punk luck out? Jesus.
I'm not. Listen, I need to underline as well. Like, I'm not like happy about this pick. I just think that's what
for you. It makes the most sense. Yeah. I mean, Cody winning the Chamber, that does make sense. That's a big moment. And it's in a different country, and you know how that is. That is huge.
Well, and I think it's another one of those to like help build like into the story of Cody in general too, because it's like, well, he came back, he had this like big Mania moment, then he got hurt and taken off the shelf, but he still did that Hell in a Cell match with the torn pec. Like, boom, Hell in a Cell match he's done now. He won the Rumble last year. Boom, that's another just check mark in the History Hall of Fame book for him. Now he can win the Chamber to have that one checked off for him too. Yeah. But I mean, I also get that like 2 Rumbles is also a huge check. There's not a lot of people that can say that, especially 2 back to back. I mean, that would be like basically him and Shawn Michaels, I think, went back to back. Like, it's pretty solid company to be in.
Yeah.
So maybe it will be that, and maybe I'm wrong, and it'd be nice if I'm wrong and Punk doesn't win, honestly. But that's what I think it's gonna be.
So you got Punk, I got Cody.
Yeah.
Give it to me. Let's talk some dark horses.
Yeah.
Let's talk some returns. Let's talk some special special entries. That's the word. But before I stop talking or try to talk, we didn't really bring up The Rock. Is he not a factor for you?
I've been seeing that a lot, like, oh, Rock in the Rumble and everything. I don't think he's gonna be in the Rumble. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm gonna be wrong. I don't see him being in the Rumble. I
Yeah.
don't
He's a
know.
little too big for the Rumble, I
That's what I
think.
mean. Like he's too big for it. He doesn't,
He would have to win, right? If he
exactly. Like
shows up.
that's what I
Yeah.
mean. I think that's why he won't be. Is because like if he is in it, he has to win, and I don't think that fits for anything. So
Yeah.
yeah,
What about like a dark horse? I mean, obviously, you can't say Sammy, you can't say KO, you can't say Gunther. Um, Jay, I mean, it kind of makes sense a little, but again, if this is beneath the Rock, I think this might be above Jay. I don't think it makes sense.
yeah.
It would
No,
be great to
totally,
yeet all the way, but
totally.
he ain't winning. Let's hear it. Some dark horses, some surprise appearances.
So
That's what I wanted to say.
a
Surprise appearances.
little double, like potential dark horse that like probably isn't too realistic, but I could maybe see happening as well as like a surprise return. Sheamus. Um,
Yeah,
that'd be really weird if he returned and won it, but I think Sheamus is going
yeah,
to come back and be in it. And he
that's
could go
cool.
deep. Sheamus
I
is the
like
man.
that. What about some legends? I feel like Trips and Angle are like tight. Maybe we see Angle. I don't know.
I don't really want to see that though.
No,
I feel like
no.
he just had surgery like somewhat recently still, and he might be. I don't know. He's just one. He's at a point like after his like last couple, like his last like little bit with us and stuff. Like I just go
Yeah.
relax for a while. It's okay, man.
I think
like,
he
just
felt the
stay.
same way as Batista.
Yeah.
They didn't know what to do with him. Like Batista, we're getting too far off. I'm not going to go into another story, but no, we don't see Batista. Maybe JBL, maybe guys like that. I mean,
I'm seeing
we saw
Shamrock.
Shamrock, yes, because he signed that
Yeah,
legend
man.
deal or
and
something.
and with the Rock being all on the board and stuff now, the
Yeah.
Rock and Shamrock are tight.
Yeah,
I think Shamrock's gonna come in.
hit
That
him
would
with
be,
yeah.
dude. Just like the pop. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it wouldn't be like the huge pop for like Edge, like it was for Edge and stuff, because like
No
he
way.
was in a better
Yeah.
like time span for it. But like just hearing like all the dudes like our age and older, just hearing the Shamrock's epic ass theme hit and just like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
And that's kind of what I miss too. Like they always bring back the same legends, but like they don't bring back the legends from like our time. Like I
Yeah.
want the Al Snows, I want the
Yeah.
Blackmans, I want the
Right.
Shamrocks, I want Farouk, I want those guys. It's always like
They're all just
I
getting
mean,
old, but
the whole
Shamrock
thing
is
with-
still swole as hell.
yeah, and I mean we saw that video promo of Hogan. I just
Ugh,
I
I'm gonna
don't
hate
know.
that, but
I don't know if it's a
could
good
be.
decision.
Yeah.
I know Trips, wants to keep him and Roman near each other, as in like it's going to happen. Roman will pass him, I think, right
Yeah.
before Mania,
No,
or did he
yeah, after Mania.
after?
He
So then
passes
I
Roman.
do not agree with what I just said.
Roman would pass Roman passes Hogan like it's something like a month or something after like SummerSlam, I think.
Got it.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could even see someone like who did I write down? Oh, Brock. But like, it's not. Is that really a surprise?
I think Strowman makes a comeback.
I like that.
Two biggest surprises. One I've heard a bunch of people talk about, so it's not even that big a surprise. X-Pac. Big surprise though, and I'm gonna love it if this actually happens. I think we're gonna get a matches going on, and then we just hear, "I'm afraid I've got some bad news," and Barrett stands up from the commentator stand and gets in there.
I dig that.
I
love that.
He's been, because like he retired, but like he's been one of those, like, not the same, obviously, like exact same situation as like D-Bryan, but like it was the same kind of thing. Like he had to retire because of like injuries or whatever, but he's like cleared again now. He's been putting stuff on his Instagram, like just getting himself back in shape and stuff. Like I think that'd be awesome, man. Just
I loved him, man.
Just
he was
hearing
so
I'm afraid I've got some bad news, Michael Cole. What? And he just stands up from there and just hops in. Amazing.
Let's see. Sheamus, you said. Braun makes sense to me. Mello makes sense to me.
He said about time.
Oh shit, Andrade.
Oh yeah, I didn't even write him down because that's like a foregone conclusion too. He's like, he didn't write him down because the same reason I didn't write Naomi, because like they're both going to be like, they're surprises, but like they're going to be there.
Yeah, I don't know how many.
I've seen a couple people talking about Cardona, but like
Yeah, does that
I
make
just
sense?
don't see it, man.
Yeah.
Because it's like
Yeah.
you can't. Like he's got indie dates like booked after it, which like doesn't really matter. He could do like a one-off,
No.
come in for it and leave again. But like who he was in WWE versus who he is in the indie world are so far apart
Different. Yeah.
that like it's just not gonna work. Because like him coming out as Matt Cardona, like yeah, people like us like that know what he's done on the indies and in GCW and everything, and you know the indie god and all that kind of stuff. Like yeah, I'm gonna be stoked to see MC Always Ready popping up there and everything. But like your average other fan that's like only watching WWE or whatever and doesn't pay attention to anything outside of that, they're gonna be like, isn't that Zack Ryder? Why isn't he woo woo woo?
Yeah.
Where's his long leg, short leg tights? Like, and it's not gonna fly the same way. Like it's gonna be a weird disconnect of like who's this guy versus who I knew him to be.
Yeah.
So like I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people talked about that, but like I don't really even want that. Like just
No.
let him do his thing. Give it a couple more years, and if he wants to come back on his own terms as Matt Cardona, let's do it then. But I don't want to throw away one off in the Rumble for him.
Yeah, I'm with you. It wouldn't make sense. It's not who he is. It's not, like you said, Ryder. Who? Like exactly. Let's see. Put you on the spot right now, Keith. Gimme for men and women's the shortest time in the ring at the Rumble for the women's. Let's hear it.
Maxine Dupree.
Maxine. Okay, let me see. Oh, Ryder. Give me Green.
Chelsea.
Give me Green.
Give me Green. That's a pretty good call.
And then for the men's,
Tazawa.
Hate
to be raining on the Alpha Academy, but
let's see. Who did I?
Maxine was the first one that popped in my head for the women, but yeah, I don't know. But Tazawa, that's like been his whole thing. He's the new Santino clowning around.
Give me Wade Barrett. There we go.
In and out, yeah.
Shortest time. Makes sense to me. All right, brother.
Right on.
Well, let's do it, buddy. Let's end the show. Keith, give the people what they want. How can they find you?
Find me on X at Keith of the Ring. Find me on Instagram at _Keith of the Ring and on TikTok at Keith of the Ring.
Yes, sir. And you can find us right here on the UW Pod. So that is X at the UW Pod, Instagram at UW Podcast. Keith, we got a fancy website, uwpod.com. Big things coming your way next. Well, I guess this will drop on tomorrow. So Friday the 26th. So next week, we will, well, if you watch this 4 weeks ago, that doesn't make sense. But let's just say big things are coming.
There's big stuff coming after this, the time of recording.
And if you watch this a month later, big things are still coming.
Big things, they are going to come, but other big things happened already.
Yes, big things popping, baby. MVP, maybe he'll show up. Let's do Omos. Yeah, baby.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
He is gonna.
Let's end it. We can't end it with Omos. We got to say something else.
How can they throw him over the top rope?
Yeah. Yep. Can't happen. It just doesn't make sense. Gravity does not allow for that. But thank you for watching. Enjoy your Saturday. Drink a few for us and have a blast. Peace.